Sha Tin on Saturday, and we've got 11 races, so an earlier start, 12:30 the first, 9 on the turf, 2 on the all-weather. Paul Lally here with the selections, and the opening race looks like this. 1400 metre Class 5, Circuit Mighty is on the class drop. Lucky Man raced wide last time. Gluck Racer has the hood coming off. Pochettino, he's coming back in trip. Brave of Friends has the cheek pieces, crossover noseband both off, blinkers and tongue tie go on. We've got Lucky Generations who raced wide on the all-weather last time. Tatnam has the blinkers first time. And Joyful Friendship off our last start, fourth behind Junwan Glory. The speed here, Paul, has Fung leading.
Yeah, look, again, there's no real leader in the race, but Fung's up to 1400 metres and he's drawn wide. I just thought they'd go on with him and try and get to the front with him. Foremost Teddy's an alternative leader, but he's the opposite. He's coming back in trip to 1400 metres. Circuit Mighty downgraded, can put himself right there. Circuit Fiery, likewise, pair of circuits there. Lucky Man should get his opportunity just in behind.
Circuit Mighty is our first replay. Here he is in Class 4 last time. He raced pretty wide this day. 134 pounds for the class drop, but 1400 metres has been where he's performed best.
Yeah, he's a three-time winner from 43 starts, and all those have been in a higher grade. He comes down here to Class 5 for the first time. So he's got Zach Purdon jumping aboard from a low draw, likes to put himself on the pace. So there's a lot of positives about him. He's probably start favourite, and he'll be one of the hardest to beat. So look, this race in here, he sort of looked a little bit one-paced, but he's going to find it a lot easier than the race. This race is going to be a lot easier than the one he was in this one.
We did have a class dropper win the first at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, race 1, number 1. He'll be looking to do that in the opener. On to our second replay, Paul. This is 2 runs ago for Lucky Man. He was fairly luckless behind Circuit Victory last time. This second was behind Regency Happy Star, and he's had a pretty quiet trial since this race, the one after that, and then that trial before Saturday.
Yeah, and he's drawn barrier 1, so look, he's another one that will get his chance. He'll probably be 3 back on the inside, and he'll get out at the right time, and he'll put himself in the finish. So he's another really good chance in the race. I always thought this horse was capable in Class 4, just hasn't managed to get that win in Class 4, and he's had 3 starts now in Class 5, and this is the best of them, and he was just beaten.
Next up, Flying Romantic running third, and he's got those gold colours in down on the inside. Ho-Ho Star fifth. He has one in this grade, and Fung this day went back, but you think they might try him in front this week?
Well, look, he has gone forward in the past, and he's up to 1400 metres. There's no real leader in the race. He went back here over the 1200. So, look, if he does go back, then I'm sure Foremost Teddy will be the other one that could lead in the race. A good run here from this horse as well, Flying Romantic. Again, he's a 12-start maiden. He's at a couple of placings. 1400, he's my done deal. So you'd think he'd be okay over a mile further.
And Circuit Fiery hasn't been with Chris So for too long. He's had a start or 2 for Chris, but also 2 trials between runs. That's him on the outside of the 2 in the same colours with the black cap for Keegan DeMello.
Now, he's another downgrader. He comes down there. Now, he's run second of a 53 rating before, so I think he's more than capable on the downgrade. As you say, Chris So hasn't hit him for too long. He's drawn barrier number 5, so he's another one that can put himself right on the pace there. I thought the trial was pretty good. He was just shaken up, but this would have blown the cobwebs out for him, and he wasn't pushed out too much at the end either. So, look, with that coming into the downgrade, I think the circuits could dominate this race.
Oh, there you go. So 1-2, which circuit to beat which circuit?
Exactly. So I've gone the one that we've just seen there, Circuit Fiery to beat Circuit Mighty. But a pair of circuits, then Lucky Man in there for 3rd, and Flying Romantic in for 4th. 4, 1, 2 and 8.
He loves winning a race, Chris. So certainly a first race, and Paul has him winning the first with Circuit Fiery. Race number 2. This is a Class 4 race, this one, and the starting gate's at the 1200. Courier Aladdin now with Manfred Man is first up. Lucky Archangel, his best form is still over at Happy Valley. First starters in Blazon and Flowing Riches, and also number 7, Super Universal. Matters Most has the blinkers going on. Glaciated lightly tried. Wide draw again for Riding High. Euro Rocks scratched on the 9th of February with a lame left 4, but trialled like a jet on the all-weather between runs, and he led in that trial too, Paul.
Yeah, so another one that's drawn wide, which sort of take the chance with that it can come across. Kang Resilience likes to go forward, and he generally leads in his trials. riding high, always puts himself on the pace. Now the first start is Super Universal and Flowing Riches. They'll just be looking for some cover. Straight to Glory, he's another one that likes to go, well, he went forward in his only run here in Hong Kong. And Blazin, he's been a little bit slow away. He's had 11 trials to get him ready as well. He'll go back.
He has. He's had a stack of them. Most trial meetings he's appeared in Blazon, but he doesn't appear in our first replay because it's race day form. Turf Phoenix and Riding High, they finish 11th and 7th, so reward that pair. Straight to Glory, first start over the 1,000 metres, Paul. Extra 200 a plus for him?
I think it is. The way he finished it off, he was actually doing his best work late here. He sort of ranged up almost to win it. Now, I think it's quite a strong form race with the Moon Rocket winning. Alfonso's in there as well. And those horses have got some pretty good form there. So, look, he stuck to the rail. He was drawn on the right side. But you can see him. I like the way he went through the gap when he was asked to. And wasn't too far away at the end either. So, stepping up to 1,200 metres, what we can see here, looks absolutely ideal for him.
That is our first replay, and straight to Glory. On to the next one. It'll be a trial because we haven't seen Courier Aladdin for quite some time. We're going back to 2024 to be exact. He's had a stable change, has won first up in the past, 5 trials to prepare. As
you say, he's only had 2 runs, but his best run was the fresh run. He sort of didn't go so well the second start, but he's got Zach Purton aboard, and Zach's ridden him in both his rides for the old stable, so he's sticking with him here for the new stable as well. And I like the trial. You know, I think he's a chance for sure.
That is Courier Aladdin. We've got 2 first starters to look at in this one. Super Universal has had the 6 trials. Flowing Riches has had 4. He runs a third here. He won the trial prior to this. Which of these 2 are you taking?
Yeah, look, Flying Riches, he's actually won 2 trials of his 4. He's looked good. He wasn't asked to do anything in this particular trial. I think he could easily run past them if he really wanted to. And he was just kept up to a little bit towards the end, but you can see him making really good ground. So, look, he looks good. He looks good. Like he's going to be tough to beat. There'll be plenty of support for him. Yeah,
well, he's run through the line well there. He's up next to the winner turning out of the straight. Are you going in for a winning debut?
Yeah, I think he can win on debut. Flowing Riches, so he's on top to beat. Straight to Glory. Glaciated, now his last run wasn't too bad. He hit the line strongly, and Courier Aladdin. So 5, 6, 10 and 1.
A winning debut for Paul in race 2 with number 5, Flowing Riches. We look to the third at Sha Tin on Saturday afternoon. Class 4, 1,200 metres. Lucky Symphony, last start winner from barrier 14. He'll have to do it from 11 this week with 6 extra pounds if he's going to do it again. Happy Park crossover noseband off. Incredible Moment has the pacifiers going on. First starters Prestige Hall and Smart Fat Cat. Club Ace has the blinkers going on. Ace Powers, both wins have been at Happy Valley, and View All Things keeps trialling well. He hasn't quite produced it on race day as yet, however. First look at Sha Tin and a lead for an Incredible Moment, Paul.
Yeah, he likes to go forward. Prestige Hall's gone forward in his trials as well, so he's another possibility. Lucky Symphony has got some early pace. I think he can get across. Going Warrior. It might be a little bit tough for Club Ace there. Amazing Galaxy, back to Drea. Lucky My Way. Now, this horse came from the back last time. And Smart Fat Cat hasn't got the same early pace we've seen so far as his namesake, Happy Fat Cat, who is a very speedy out of the gate. But Smart is not as quick as Happy.
He is not at this stage. As we head to Nick with Andrea Razzani talking his ride Lucky Symphony.
Andrea, you've got some really nice rides coming up on Saturday. One of them is in the third early on, Lucky Symphony, who got the job done last time out in pretty good style. You must be looking forward to getting back on board him.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely horse that he's very lightly raced, and he hasn't done much wrong so far, obviously winning the last day. So he's a horse that we've always liked. He showed a lot of ability when he first arrived in Hong Kong, and he finally managed to put it all together. And yeah, like I said, he won last time, and he won quite nicely. So hopefully he can do the job again on Saturday.
He looks like quite a sort of tractable horse, Andrea. I mean, you were able to sort of stalk and then pounce, and showed a good turn of foot when required last time.
Yeah, although he probably would have won anyway, but I thought he did win the race coming out of the gates. When the gates opened, he was 2 lengths clear, and then we were drawn 14, which wasn't ideal. We were drawn 11 on Saturday, which is not ideal either. But once he came out of the gates and he was 2 lengths in front, I managed to get across without spending too much. And just sort of off the pace, and yeah, it won't quite nicely. His trial since has been good, and yeah, listen, he's still in class 4. He's currently top weight. He's a big horse, so I don't think the top weight will be an issue. We're drawing 11, which is not a deal, but hopefully if we can get a clean jump and trying to get a good position again, hopefully it can go close again.
And just a line on that trial, Andrea. I mean, it was a taking trial win actually. I thought it was quite impressive.
Yeah, but he's always trial sort of that way. Even early on when he first arrived, he was always a good trial horse. He just needed things to sort of come together, and they finally have. And no, like I said, his trial was good. He's a beautiful looking horse. And also one thing that would help his chances too is this rain. I think a bit of juice in the ground won't help it. It depends obviously how much rain. If we get anything today, how much it's going to dry up. But if he can get his toe in, that would be a big help for him too.
And there is Andrea talking Lucky Symphony. Paul, incredible moment. Both of his runs here at Happy Valley, and he's been in the market both times. He's been quite green. He's wanted to run around badly. What's a big track like Sha Tin going to do to him?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern. He's obviously got a bit of ability. He's just sort of faded late. And I just think, as you say, a lot of it's to do with greenness as he's learning his trade. He's got 7. I think he'll go forward and lead again. You can see him, both times, he sort of isn't sure what to do when the other horse goes past him. So the guy, I'll see what he can do at Sha Tin. I didn't put him in there.
Lucky my way, Paul. He's shown good improvement between his first 2 starts. This is his second try. The horse that he flies home to run a placing behind is Golden Trotting Mighty, who's won again since.
So the form looks good, doesn't it? Drea wasn't a bad run either. I quite like both these 2 horses coming out of this race. Now, he was momentarily held up as well, Lucky My Way, but really finished off strongly. He's drawn barrier 9. He drew 5 here, so he's going to have to go back again, I think, in this race. But as you say, the form looks good. I mean, it was an easy winner, Golden Trotting Mighty, but he's franked that by winning again.
He sure has, and he was making good late ground. Are you picking him on top?
Yeah, I'm going to go with him, actually. We'll go with Lucky My Way, see if he can improve once again and get that win. Lucky Symphony's obviously going to be hard to beat, and he'll be the favourite. Drea comes out of that same race as Lucky My Way. And Carrying Warrior, I think, can put himself into the right spot on the map, and he's got Zach Purton aboard. 6-1-3-9.
That's race number 3. It is the first leg of the early treble. And race number 4 now, as is the graphic for it. It's a Class 4 over the 1650. This is the first of the all-weather races. New Forest into this grade for the first time. Charming Steed races really well over the 1650 on the dirt. Precision Goals, a 3-time course and distance winner. Celestial Harmony has the blinkers off and the tongue tie going on. Forever Folks normally running on in these sort of races. Deal Completed wears Pacifiers, a wide draw again for Spangled Fortune. And Lucky Impacts and All I Mind, the 13 and 14, both running off a minimum of a rating 40, Paul.
Good pace in this race. Precision Goal likes to lead. New Forest likes to lead and drawn 14. So I think he'll try and get across before the first bend. I think he can. Spangled Fortune might struggle. Charming Steed. Magnac's way up in trip. He's up to the 1650 for the first time. Celestial Harmony will get his chance with Deal Completed. Fashion Legend will get some cover, I think, wide. But you can sit wide on the all-weather and still win.
Start with a horse in Class 3 last time, New Forest. It was also on the turf, but he has raced on the all-weather previously, Paul. Barrier number 14 and 1650 for the first time. Yeah,
so he's by Justify, so I think he's well suited on the all-weather. And he has got some early speed. I think he can get outside the leader, which will give him his opportunity. I think he can run pretty well down here in Class 4. I've got one to beat him, but he goes in the numbers.
He starts on the all-weather, a 4th behind Telecom Fighters, and he also wasn't too far away behind Never Peter Out, who's been very hard to beat on the all-weather. Second replay, there's a stack of them to look at in this one. You can see all of the arrows there, Paul. Meep, who's as far back as Viva Chaleur at this stage, runs on for second. The winner, Charming Steed's third. What's this like as a form reference?
Yeah, look, I quite like Fashion Legend coming out of this race because he had to bring the field up to them. And it was a really quickly run race, this one. And you can see these horses like Charming Steed, Meep, getting right into the race. So, look, I do like Fashion Legend in this race. He was only swamped late in it. And I think you can see him getting tired there. Meep's got to go in the numbers as well because he's found some consistency as well.
He has. He's been racing well on the all-weather, runs second there. And one more to have a look at. It's Maniac, who's now with Benno. Jung hasn't been with Benno for too long, but he's won twice over 1,200 metres, completely unknown at the 1650.
Yeah, look, he's such a well-rated horse now as well. He does like the all-weather surface as well. He has won on it in the past. Yeah, the query's the 1650. You see these horses run on over 1,200 and you think, oh, 1650 should be okay for them, but then they get up to the 1650 and it doesn't seem to work. So I'm not sure what category he fits into, but I'm happy just to watch to find out.
He's not going in, but who is?
I go with Fashion Legend. I think he'll get a better run. Even if he is wide, he'll get some cover. New Forest will go in there for second, the downgrader. Forever Folks has been consistent and he should get the race run to suit. And then Mimi from the back as well. 4, 1, 7 and 9.
It's a win for Zach Purton and David Eustace for Paul in race number 4 with Fashion Legend. Race number 5, Dazzling Fit's at the top of the book for this Class 4 1,400 metres, extra £6 for his last start win. Basic Instinct has the tongue tie going on. He's on the class drop with Solid Win, who is also on the class drop. Gallant Epoch has the blinkers off, the visor on. XL Wong Choi no hood. Gorgor's had a trial since his last start. Handsome Bomb cheek pieces off, blinkers first time, and Arden comes up with a wide draw again. Here is the speed map, Paul.
Yeah, I think Gallant Epoch can get across. A lot of the speed in this meeting's drawn wide. He's another one drawn wide. Fun Together likes to go forward. Handsome Bombs can lead. Golden Lux led in the past as well. I think the favourite, Dazzling Fit's going to get the perfect run. Von Beer, XL Wong Choi back to Basic Instinct. And the other 6 will go back. King Lotus comes into the race. Went back when he won at Happy Valley last start.
Interview time. It's Nick with the trainer of Dazzling Fit, David Eustace.
David Eustace, Dazzling Fit did a pretty good job for you on only his 3rd run last time out. That was went up to the 1,400 metres, and he looks like a horse full of potential.
Yeah, I thought it was a good effort, albeit the pace was on in the race, and he was sort of settled into the second half of the field, was probably the right place to be. But he found the line well, and he's trained on nicely.
Nice turn of foot, David, as well. I mean, he showed the sort of a good acceleration when called upon, and I mean, he's gone to the line, quite comfortably in the end.
Yeah, he's always shown that turn of foot in his trials and bits and pieces in his races. So it's nice for him to sort of put it all together, albeit he's still a little bit new in his racing. So another run this season, and we'll see how he comes through that. I think it'll be his 4th start, which is probably enough, but we'll just see how he is post-race.
Talking of trials, you have trialled him since as well. Was that just a case of sort of maintenance with him, just to sort of keep him ticking over?
Yeah, very easy trial. I think now he's got a little bit deeper into the season, had a few runs. He's probably not quite as sharp, but he worked to the line fine, and he's definitely a horse we'll appreciate further next season.
He's clearly a very nice young horse, obviously, as they do here in Hong Kong Starter 52. We're privy to such information as to how many horses and what horses are in said stables. You've got, I think, around about sort of a dozen or more sort of 52 unraced horses. So a few more nice ones to unleash before the end of the season?
There's horses to run. They sort of don't necessarily strike me as horses who are going to go there and win first time. Get some education into them, and if they're good enough, great. But just not going to force it.
It is David Eustace talking Dazzling Fit, Paul. Now we head to a trial at Sha Tin. Handsome Bomb wins this trial. Mr. Cool just so behind Ka Ying Superb last time. He was a winner 2 starts ago. Wasn't terrific in this trial either.
No, he wasn't. Look, some horses are like that on the surface, on the sort of coming onto the surface. So I wouldn't be too worried about that coming back onto the turf, because he's obviously runs pretty well on the turf. He's at the 3 goes now. The win 2 starts ago in particular was pretty strong. He's no way. I don't think he can beat Dazzling Fit, but I'll put him in.
And King Lotus, who was a bit of a surprise last start winner. This was over at Happy Valley. It was a bargain buy, and this was his 2nd start, showed good improvement. He comes into the field for California Star, so drawn out in barrier number 13 with £133 on his back. Yeah,
I was just wondering if they were looking for a race at Happy Valley again for him, and the way that the dice has rolled, he's managed to get in here. I'd prefer him back at the Valley, so I'll just watch him in this.
No King Lotus at Sha Tin, but no need to go past the toppy here.
No, I think he's going to be the shortest price of the day, though, Dazzling Fit. He looks a horse full of class, so he's on top from Mr. Cool. Arden was a better run last time, and solid win on the downgrade. 1-4-14-3.
That's the preview for the 5th at the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 6 is the first of the group races. It is the Lion Rock Trophy, and Red Lion is the Champions Bowl winner at the top of the book. Extra £9 he carries this week though. Beauty Eternal has the earplugs off. Happy Together minus the hood. Sunlight Power weight turnaround on Red Lion. Devano one go at 1600. That was in the Classic Mile. He ran second. Pray for Mer, first time in group racing for him. And he's going to sit outside Red Lion, Pray for Merkel.
Yeah, look, he could lead over longer, but Red Lion led all the way last time. He's got the inside draw. Why change a winning formula? Devano can get in behind there. Then you've got Encounter, can be a bit forward. Beauty Eternal's drawn an inside gate, but he's been taking a sit. Happy Universe has got this wide draw. It's going to be a little bit tricky for him. Sunlight Power will get his chance. Beauty Joy likewise. Cheng Cheng Glory might just be one pace further back than he would like. Johannes Brahms goes back, and Kane Generation fresh up, I think, will go back.
Andrea at Zany is our man. First up, he's talking to Nick. He's ride, Johannes Brahms.
Andrea, a couple of Group 3s on the programme Saturday. You've got Johannes Brahms lining up over the mile, coming back in trip. He's had a little bit of a break, but classy horse, isn't he?
Oh, he's a nice horse. I thought his run in the Derby was a solid run. It was a good run. You know, I think if I don't think we got the best of runs. I thought if I'd have got a better run later on, I think it would have finished a lot closer. So it was a big run in the Derby. Obviously, he hasn't run since. Pierre kept him fresh for this race. I think he's had 3 trials since, sort of a couple of maintenance trials, a little bit more stronger the last day, and he seems in good form. Pierre is happy with him, so yeah, fingers crossed. I think he's with a lightweight, he's got a good chance.
Yeah, for sure, but we'll touch upon that weight in a moment. I mean, as far as the distance is concerned, I mean, 3 back when he won that race over the mile, that Class 2, I mean, that was a taking when I, for one, Andre, always thought maybe he was more of a sprinter, but he's certainly proved me wrong. Has he proven you wrong a little bit?
For sure. When he first arrived, I remember actually, I think I did his first ever trial in Chumpua, and it felt like a sprinter to me. He was built like a sprinter, and all of a sudden, just Pierre managed to relax him a lot more. Every time I'd ridden him, he seems a lot more relaxed. So they've done a brilliant job to sort of switch him off, because he could have easily been a sprinter, say, if they want him to. He's pretty quick if you look for him, but he just seems more and more relaxed every time I ride him. Even if you see his trials now, he just goes through the motions a bit more. But even in the Derby, although it was 2,000 metres, yeah, he did grab a little bit on the back straight, but it wasn't as bad as it could be. So. But you know, a mile is going to be his gig. I think dropping back to a mile will be a big help for him, and he's another horse that hopefully, if the ground stays sound, you know, with the rain we've had, it could only help him.
Interesting race, isn't it, really? I mean, you mentioned the lightweight, of course, always a big help. From a form analyst point of view, they're always really tough races to sort of decipher and work out. They're hard races to win, though, these, aren't they, these Group 3s? But when you've got 1:15 only or thereabouts, it makes your life a little bit easier.
For sure. They're difficult to win, but there's a big difference in weights from sort of top to bottom, and carrying 115, it's a big help on a horse that's could potentially be a group horse in time. So yeah, it's a big help, and it's got a nice enough draw. It's a very open race, and there's quite a few horses in there with a lightweight. But I'd say of the lightweight horses in with a lightweight, I think he's the one that sort of brings in a bit more form. And but yeah, no, I like the horse, and hopefully he can get his head in front again before the end of the season.
And here are those group horses, proven group horses too, because Red Lion is in front. Paul Voyage Bubble had the entire length of the straight to get past him, but he couldn't. He's gone on to win the Triple Crown since then. Cheng Cheng Glory pushed along at the back, but does race well at the distance. And Sunlight Power is 1 spot in front of him in the orange.
Keep an eye on him, because look, he's got an 11-pound pull on Red Lion. I think that's going to be quite significant in this race. Red Lion will probably get a little bit more pressure than he did in this one as well. And look, he did stay on nicely, Red Lion. You can't take it away from this was his race. But I think Sunlight Power can overturn the tables here. Really like the last 100 metres here, the way he really stretched out. He was a horse that did a lot of things wrong in his early stage of his career, but he's really he's now a professional racehorse.
He sure is, and he's charged at the post there. This is Pray for Mer. This was a strong field, but it was a lower grade race than what he meets. He may have to sit outside red line. Are you going to wait for him in something easier?
Yeah, I mean, this is a Class 2 race, and he's now got to go and come up into group company. He hasn't really set the world on fire. He's way out of the handicap. He's very hard to have in this race, as Pray For Me. The advantage, the positive is the lightweight. He's going to have a lightweight coming into it. But like, he was out-muscled on this race, and he's up against some seasoned group horses in this one.
So no Pray For Me on the back of that defeat by Hong Lock Golf. Sunlight Power with the weight turnaround, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. I think Sunlight Power can win this with that weight turnaround. Devano's going to get that perfect run just in behind. Red Lion, he's hard to leave out because he's such consistent. He is the class horse of the race. And then Chang Cheng Glory, this is his ghost, 1,600 metres. And when he runs a bad one, he can actually bounce back pretty quickly. So 6, 7, 1 and 2.
Well, that is race number 6, the first of the group races, the Lion Rock Trophy, 3 o'clock local. Looking to race number 7. This is the race between the 2 group races, and the 7th is Class 3 over the 1,200. Master of My Universe, top of the book, extra £5 for his last start win. First of the Savvies is brilliant. He'll wear a red cap while Andrea at Zany. Pacifiers come off. Full-time course and distance winner is Super Legends. Kempes back in trip. Crossover noseband goes on. Stella Swift comes back in trip. Tier Fly has his first start in Hong Kong. He went over 1,500 metres at Goulburn and 1,400 at Nowra. And down the bottom, Charming Babe, his best form has been down in grades. Super Legends, the leader, Paul.
Again, there's no real leader in the race. I think he'll go to the front and try and dictate. Now, the first starter, Infinite Resolve, he's showing some good speed in his trial, so I think he won't be too far away. Regal Gem went forward last start. Turin Star Spangled, he's way back in trip. He leads over a mile. Righteous Aaron's been a little bit closer in his run. So Master of My Universe will get a really good run, Timing Bay. And then the Savvy brothers, Warrior and Brilliant. They're not brothers, actually, but same colours at the back there. With the one you were just talking about, Tier Fly, hasn't shown too much early speed.
He's run okay in a couple of his trials. It's Tier Fly, mind you. This is the big smoke compared to Nowra and Goulburn.
Where is Nowra?
A couple of hours south of Sydney.
Okay, there you go.
Home of Archer, first Melbourne Cup winner.
Really? Have you been?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
He's Master of My Universe and Super Legends, then one of the Savvies and Righteous Aaron. Yeah, we're keen on Master of My Universe this day. Do you go again?
Yeah, you have to, don't you? He was it was a really strong run. He's a nice horse. Now, he's only a little chap. He's really small, but he's got a heart of gold, and he just runs so honestly all the time. So, look, this is on Champions Day, and a good win from him. Now, Super Legends are going to put in as well, because if he does get to the front and lead and set up a slow pace, he can be a hard horse to get past as well, and he stayed on there well for third.
He does love the trip, does Super Legends. Happy Valley Trials now, Infinite Resolve. He was known as Deconstruction when trained by Kieran Ma. He won over the 1,200 metres at Wyong, which is about an hour north of Sydney.
There we go. We're getting a history lesson about New South Wales here. Infinite Resolve now, he went back in this trial, but he had been going forward in his previous trials. He's got a good turn of foot, this horse, and actually comes through the inside here and wins the trial. So there's definitely some ability there. I'm going to include him on debut, just on a minor note.
Next up, we've got a further trial, Tier Fly. This is the Nowra Goulburn specialist, Savvy Warrior and Kempes, who we have seen before. He's been here for 5 starts, wins the trial. He came here with South American form, which is about 12,000 kilometres west of Sydney. There
we go. We're getting a geography lesson too as well. And Kempes is bicycled in the dark. I don't know too much about him, but the cross noseband will go on for the first time, and it was a nice trial from him. He did win this trial well. He's had 5 starts, and he's got barrier number 3, so he'll get his opportunity.
All right. What are your selections for race 7? You're going the top weight again here?
Yeah, Master of My Universe, I think, can win. This race, once again, put 2 together from Super Legends. Righteous Arian's been very consistent, and then Infinite Resolve, the first starter. 1, 3, 7, 4.
Paul with back-to-back wins for Master of My Universe for Zach Person and John Size. Second of the Group 3s is race number 8. This is the Sha Tin Vase. Lucky Swainess at the top of the book. 10 times he's won over the 1,200. Helios Express does not have to race Kaying Rising this week. Victor the winner. He's got no form second up, but he did trial well. Patch of Theta comes back in distance. Invincible Sage looking to turn some form around. He'll do so with a pretty light weight this week. Mugen is back. Beauty Waves has the earplugs and the pacifiers off. And Ladies' Choice will win a last time in Class 2 in a race, Paul, with abundance of speed.
It's almost not verging on good to fast because Victor, the winner, he has lost a little bit of his early speed now he's got a bit older, but Ladies' Choice is wanting to go forward and lead. Co-partner Prance likes to lead. What do you do, Magic Control? Not quite sure. He did lead last time over 1200, but a lot of pace underneath him in this. Should suit horses like Lucky With You and Helios Express.
David Eustace is back. He's with Nick talking Victor, the winner.
David Eustace, we've got a couple of Group 3 races coming up. You've got Victor, the winner, lining up in the sprint race, the Vars, this weekend. How is he? I mean, you've only had him for a couple of runs, and they've been tough asks so far.
Yeah, look, his first run put a line through completely. He trained great into the Group 1 the other day, but obviously, you know, tough assignment for any horse off the back of 10 weeks and drawn 10 and asked to go forward. And I thought he, you know, stuck on okay for a horse who obviously got tired. So trained on well. You know, I can't fault him in his action, how he looks, and his sort of generosity in his work as well. You know, that he's at home, he certainly wants to do it. So first time he's getting weight off another horse for a little while, and we've drawn a nice gate and there's a bit of rain around. So if he doesn't put in a performance tomorrow, then yeah, we've probably got to consider his future.
Okay, sure. And I guess with the weather sort of in prospect, I mean, there has been a bit of rain around. Are you sort of hoping that, you know, the fact there might be a little bit of sting out of the surface will suit this fellow?
I think it'll suit him, but it'll probably suit the rest of the field as well. There's plenty of good horses. Helios Express probably would like it, and certainly, as we know, Invincible Sage will too. So yeah, it'll suit him, and it'll probably make him that little bit more comfortable, but so will others.
He's had a trial since that last one. Trial looked good.
Trial was good, yeah. Showed good enthusiasm, stretched well, pulled up well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how he can run.
That is David Eustace. We're going back, Paul, to the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Victor, the winner, is in this with a host of other horses. Notably, the one in the yellow cap running about fifth is not running this week. He's done for the season, but Helios Express third. The only one that beat him home outside of Kaying Rising was the Japanese runner, Satono Rave.
This does look a race for him, doesn't he? Look, he just keeps running into Kaying Rising. You look through his form line, and the last 5 starts, Kaying Rising, Kaying Rising, Kaying Rising, etc., etc. So no Kaying Rising. Any other season, he'd be probably one of the top sprinters here. We know he's a class horse. He's going to get the race run to suit with the pace in the race. I think this looks a really nice, winnable race for him.
There he is in those purple colours, and that is Invincible Sage getting through on the inside. He's run into fourth, but they're all chasing Kaying Rising. So that's our first replay. The second is Patch of Theta. He's just a really good horse, and 1400 metres has been where he's been at his best. He runs second here. Mugen's following him on the fence at this stage. 3 starts, 3 placings, 1200.
Yeah, and they were at the really start of his career. He stepped up to 1400, then he started winning. So I'm not really sure what to expect back to 1200 metres for him. Invincible Sage. Now, if there is any rain around, that's really going to help Invincible Sage. Obviously, he did win his Group 1 when it was a wet track, very rare wet track here in Hong Kong. And Mugen may be the forgotten horse. He hasn't done too much since his Japanese trip earlier in the season, but last season he did win 4 times.
Here's Patch of Theta again in a trial. Beauty Waves led and won impressively in this trial. He does have early pace, but so do plenty of others in this race. He's got that big white nose as he turns for home.
I'm going to put him in on a very minor line because he comes in with the light weight, which I think will really suit this horse. And he can sit behind all that speed. He used to lead on his ear. He was a 1,000-metre horse, but then he started going back in his races and he was running well from the back. So from the inside draw, one of the inside draws, I think he can easily just get him behind the pace.
There it is. That is a look at the runners in the Sha Tin Vars. Does he get a deserved win, Helios Express?
I'd like to think so, and I don't think anyone would begrudge him that either because he's been such an honest horse. He goes on top from Lucky With You, who should get the race run to suit as well, with the pace in, Invincible Sage and Beauty Waves. 2, 3, 7 and 10.
He takes home a much-deserved trophy if Paul is bang on in race number 8 with number 2, Helios Express. Photan Handicap is race number 9. This is a Class 3 over the 1,400 metres. Cross-border Pegasus, last start winner, extra £8. One-eyed Blinker goes on too, importantly. Everyone Star, last start winner, extra £6. Yuan Long Elite, he is drawn well and is racing well. California Bay, better draw and goes up in trip. So does Kaying Attack. We've got Sea Chariot making his Hong Kong debut and Cheval Victorious and Big Return just struggling a bit towards the bottom of this class. So lead here, Paul, for Yuan Long Elite.
Then in his last 2 starts and has raced extremely well. So he's on, I think he'll lead from Kaying Attack. Cross-border Pegasus has got that one-eyed Blinker because he didn't hang last start, so hopefully that'll help him. California Bay's up in trip. I think he's going to get his chance. Then we got Cheval Victorious. Keen Molly's a debutant. Sea Chariot's a debutant. With All My Faith as a debutant. I think they all haven't really shown too much early speed.
Everyone Star brings winning form to race number 9. Here's his trainer with Nick, Frankie Law.
Frankie Law, we've got a good card of racing coming up on Saturday, and you've got Everyone Star lining up towards the end of the programme. That was a nice win under Joe Moreira last time.
Yes, last time he got a draw one, so he can easy to get a good position, and then in the straight he get over the gap. He just win the race for me. Yeah.
He came here, Frankie, off a mark of 65, so he had to start in Class 3, but he's done well in only 4 runs to date, hasn't he?
Yes, you know, the first start, I think he got outside draw also, so he need to take it back, and he have a strong finish. And but anyway, I think he got some ability. Yeah.
You've given him a trial since then, Frankie, as well. Was all well with the trial? I mean, he's run 6th in it, but he looked good.
Yeah, usually he's like this. I think maybe he don't like the dirt. Yes, and but anyway, he's 14, 16 meters horse. I think he's okay. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, you did try him over the 1600. Obviously, brought him back in trip to win. Is it a possibility that you'll re-explore the mile in due course? Do you think he will still get a mile?
I think he still can get a mile, but sometimes, you know, a mile, the pace may be not really fast. I think this horse, if the pace fast, I think should be better for him. Yeah.
That is Frankie Law. Now he's going to have to stop this horse, Paul, Cross-border Pegasus, who's had 4 starts. He's won 3. He was just beaten after just a luckless run 2 starts ago where he was trapped wide from the draw. Backed it up with a win behind Super Fortune. John Sires applied to have a one-eyed Blinker fitted because he steered like a shopping trolley down the straight.
He did, didn't he? He's winning doing things wrong. That's a very good sign on a horse. When he starts the penny actually drops for him. He's going to go right through the grades, which he is doing anyway. But as you can see, he was on one rein all the way down the straight and tried to do everything wrong and still managed to win. So let's see how this one-eyed Blinker works. Hopefully it will.
We will find out, but he certainly comes here as a very promising horse. Yuan Long Elite leader. He's got Keith Young on board for Manfred Mann. He goes forward. He was a winner 4 starts ago, and he's racing really well.
He is. No, he's a professional horse, this one, and he's sort of found this consistency leading. He's been beaten by Another World and the other horse there, which is Winning Ovation, which has beaten him in his last 2 starts. But I like the way he really sticks on in his races. And when Winning Ovation came alongside him there, he kept on and did end up running second. So look, he definitely goes in. He's a consistent professional horse that will be out of trouble.
So he's going in. Cross-border Pegasus wins again, though.
I think he does. Look, I do like these horses. You know, they do things wrong and can still win. So hopefully this one-eyed Blinker works for him. Now, California Bay, he's only had the 1 start in Hong Kong. He steps up to the 1,400 metres from barrier 4. He's by done deal. And I did like the way he hit the line strongly. So he could be one at odds. Yuan Long Elite in the lead there. And we heard from Frankie with Everyone Star, 1753.
It's the top weight, race 9, number 1, to win the first leg of the late treble. Second time on the all-weather is race number 10, and it's a 1,650 metre Class 2, this one, with Helene Feeling making his all-weather debut. Capital Delight has the blinkers off, the visor going on. Telecom Fighters, he was a winner, course and distance 2 starts ago. Soleil Fighter wears cheek pieces, Self-Improvement is minus blinkers, Sing Dragon has a tongue tie on, and then Must Go. First time in Class 2. And his best record at this stage is 1,200 metres. Telecom Fighters is the leader, Paul.
There's a few horses that could lead us. Self-Improvement's up from 1,200 to 1,650 and has got pace over the 1,200. So he might just make Telecom Fighters work to get outside him, or to cross him, I should say. California Totality goes forward. Soleil Fighter likes to go forward. Must goes up into 1650. Sing Dragon's up to 1650 as well. So a few, I did look twice in this race to make sure I had the right distance when I was doing this. Yellowfin, now he can lead over 1650, but just with the pace, with some of these ones coming up in trip, I thought he'd just sit back 3 on the inside. Helene Feeling coming to the surface for the first time. Talent's Ambition gets back. Noisy Boy, he's way back in trip. He leads over 2,200 metres. And Mr. Ascendancy, Capital Light, they go back.
California Totality, of course, comes through the 4-year-old series and the Derby. He just seems to know where the line is, this horse, doesn't he, Paul? He won't win by a big margin generally, but spots the post and just sticks the neck out where it matters.
You love to own one like him. He's a 7-time winner now here in Hong Kong. He's only had one go on the all-weather, so he's coming back to the all-weather. On the surface, so that's a little bit of an unknown for him. You can't say he doesn't like it with only one run on it, but he's so honest. Look, you've got to. I've included him anyway.
That is California Totality. Now, Must Go. This is one of the horses you mentioned that you had to double check the distance of the race. He has had a couple of goes at 1650 and hasn't stretched up to the trip, despite the fact he's one of these horses that you do mention looks like they're going to want further, but haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, he's a 5-time winner on the all-weather. But done, as you say, done nothing over 1650. So, look, I think this is quite a strong race. I'm not going to put him in for that reason. As you say, the way he races, you'd think he'd eat up 1650. He just hasn't yet.
His trial too, he's had a couple of them, was pretty ordinary between runs. This is one you've had in plenty of times. Talent's Ambition, the grey, who runs 3rd. Chiron Mascot, he ends up finishing 5th. Talent's Ambition, he's a 2-time course and distance winner coming into Class 2.
Yeah, look, he's the one I'm going to go with because he's going to get the race run to suit, I think. There is a bit of pace in this race. He's been very consistent. He seems to really like this surface as well. He comes in with a good racing weight. He only has to carry 116. Lowell Hurtson could put one over, but I think he could easily win this.
On top?
Yeah, we'll go with him. Talent's Ambition on top now. California Totality, and then for second, he's so consistent. Mr. Ascendancy, now, he could be one at odds. He's a horse that should get back and should get the race run to suit. And then Helene Feeling, we'll put him in on a minor line. He's really well bred for this service. He's by Sioux Nation, American bred horse. So he has won trials on it. 11-2-4-1.
A winning Class 2 debut for Talent's Ambition for Paul to win race number 10. And the last race on Saturday is race number 11. The gates will be at the 1600. It is a Class 3. Winning gold last start, winner extra £5. Torbian Prince, extra £7 for a senior rider. Never peter out's best form, and all form is on the all-weather. Young Brilliant's had some excuses. He's last 2. Magnificent 9, a 3rd and a 4th. He's a couple of goes at 1600 metres. Prestige Ricky, 14 to 1600. Illuminous has his first start since February. And Oriental Smoke was a winner last time in Class 4. From the 1600, it's Torbian Prince leading, Paul.
Look, he's got a senior rider aboard, and they haven't led last couple of starts, but I think, well, he always races best when he's left alone in front. So I think they'll go forward on him. Ariel was the other alternative leader. Oriental Smoke led over in Class 4 last time, but I can't see him leading in this one. Winning Gold went forward and got the perfect run when winning. He's going to be trapped wide, I think, from barrier 10. Magnificent 9 will get his chance once again. Young Brilliant. Gentleman Legacy's up in trip. Prestige Ricky. Flying Lux will get the race run to suit as well. Fighting Machine's got an inside draw, but he's got no early speed.
Jimmy Orman is here right now talking Winning Gold with Nick.
Jimmy Orman, you've got Winning Gold lining up in the last race on Saturday. I thought he was really good for you last time in winning. That was the third time you'd ridden him, and he'd come good. He looked like a nice ride, and another nice ride to have here.
It was a great winning effort last start. We were drawn tricky. Every time I've ridden him, he's been drawn tricky, and unfortunately, again, we're drawn out wide again. But last start, we got sick of going back and making up too much ground, so we decided to roll the dice, and the intention was to be midfield, try and slot in one off the fence 3 deep with cover. That didn't eventuate. They went at a steady clip, and we strolled up outside the leader and got a nice time of it. Kicked along in the straight, and we were too good. So the plan come off last start. We'll just have to see what happens. I'd imagine we would do something similar again here. Just because if we're too far back, he does struggle a little bit to make up that ground. He comes with a powerful turn of foot, but it just seems to run out of time, So ideally we get we draw a barrier and end up sort of midfield one off the fence, which hasn't happened. So I'd talk to Chris, see what he wants to do, but I think we'll be hard to beat if we can get into a nice spot.
Yeah, he looks a strong time. I mean, for a long time, Jimmy, he'd always been sort of a 1400 metre horse, but he got the mile really, really well last time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and I suppose that help that he could use his customary speed a little bit more to get up outside the leader last start over the miles. So, yeah, look, he hit form. His runs before his last start were good too, without winning. So, confident again tomorrow, and he goes up a little bit in weight, but I think that shouldn't worry him too much.
What might be perhaps a slight worry, I'm not sure if it is, you can tell me more. I'm not sure if you and Chris will be watching the skies any, but he loves to hear his hooves rattle, doesn't he? He loves the quick ground. I know we've had a little bit of rain around, so you probably won't want much more of that before race day.
Yeah, probably not. I haven't ridden him in the wet, so I'm not sure about that, but his form suggests that. But, this track here seems to get a little bit of rain and still can be quite firm, so we'll just have to see how the track plays tomorrow, but there is some rain around, so I'd imagine there will be a little bit of give in the track.
That's the info on Winning Gold, Paul. Our first replay features Flying Luck, who's always running on. Young Brilliant, he ends up running 12th here, but had blood in the track here following this race. And before that, he raced wide, and Ariel's in behind the pace. Yeah,
this is 1,800 metres, so back to 1,600, but Flying Luck's got a really good turn of foot. He'll get back in the race. He'll want a bit of pace on, but he should get it. And I think he's going to be a really big chance in this. So he goes in the numbers for sure, Flying Luck. And as you can see, there was Gold Master on his inside. And, of course, Gold Master's Winning Wings. And then they've both been in good form.
They have. They've finished right alongside him there. Next replay features Oriental Smoke. This is a win over 1,800 metres. It was the first time he'd won past 1,200 metres. Had been racing well. Wide draw. Comes up into Class 3, though.
Yeah, look, he's a well-rated horse. He's got a light weight. He's got barrier 12. I don't know if this is the right race for him. He's getting on in age. He's a 7-year-old now. I thought this was his race, and he won it. Can he put two together? I'm not so sure.
Comes up with 120 pounds on his back for the victory, and he beats Double Win there, but a lot harder this week, despite the lighter weight. One more to have a look at. It's Gentleman Legacy. He's in with Prestige Ricky, but we'll focus on Gentleman Legacy. This was his Hong Kong debut. It was 1,400 metres. Is the extra 200 metres going to be a factor?
I think it is, because, look, he won over 16, 17 and 18 in Australia. Won 3 times before he got here. He went back to the inside there, and it was a little bit crowded for him. The best part of this race was the last 200, where he stretched out. I was looking for one. I thought this was quite a trappy race. I was looking for one at a bit of a price, and I sort of came up with him. I like the way that he finished off. Tony Cruz's horses can come behind very quickly as well.
So off that debut run, he's going to improve significantly.
Yeah, and it's hopefully he can win at a 25 to 1 plus price. So he's on top to beat Magnificent Nine. He's only won one from his 21, consistent. Torby and Prince from the front, and Flying Luck from the back. 4, 7, 2 and 9.
That's all of the information for Sha Tin on Saturday, with 9 on the turf and 2 on the all-weather. The first early at 12:30.